Hey guys, I want to speak to you about a new coffee we are releasing or just have released. It is one of our latest Kenyan releases, Gatomboya AA. It's our first time buying from this particular wash station. And this year was actually a really cool year for us in terms of our Kenyan purchasing. We've been buying through a third party for the last few years, and this year we were able to buy it direct from the exporters. We bought far more coffee than we've ever bought before because our Kenyan coffees never last long enough. You thirsty coffee nerds like us love your Kenyan coffees, and we can tell they always fly off the shelf. So I'm really excited. This year we've got 4 different lots to share with you, and today I'm going to be speaking about the only lot we've bought from Gatomboya. It's tasting absolutely amazing, a little bit different profile to what we normally buy, a little bit more herbal, and then loads of passion fruit or granadilla. And then obviously something we love in our Kenyan coffees is that purple, blackberry, blackcurrant sort of note, which we're definitely finding in this particular coffee. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share our 20-gram dose April recipe. This is actually the recipe we use in our cafe. And what I've done differently with this particular coffee is I've ground slightly coarser than our normal recipe, which might sound a bit counterintuitive. With our Kenyan coffees, I actually tend to go slightly finer normally, but I've just been noticing that at the coarser grind settings, our sweetness is up and that beautiful tart acidity is coming through, that passion fruit like acidity, which I'm absolutely loving in this coffee. So this will be going out to our subscribers in September. It has already been shipped off to the Holy Cross Brewing Society in Frankfurt, Germany, and I'm really excited to be able to share this coffee with you guys. And I'm excited to brew it today because when I brew it, it means I get to drink it as well, which is always fantastic. So let's start with our coffee. I've ground 20 grams at 16, which is actually wide open on our EK. It's calibrated to our sort of grind sizes that we need in the cafe. And at 16, we're wide open. On the Comandante, that would be around 30 clicks. That's going to give us our desired flow rate. So I've got my kettle heating up to 96 degrees, which is pretty much as hot as we can go here before our kettles start spewing water everywhere. We are at altitude in Howick, KwaZulu-Natal, and we can get brewing. So my pour structure today is going to be 3 100-gram pours, so a 20-gram dose with 300 grams of water in total. And I'm going to pour at every 30 seconds. So I'm going to do my first 100 grams, I'm going to wait 30 seconds, my second 100 grams, wait 30 seconds, and then I'm going to do my final pour. So my final pour will happen at about 1 minute 20 at total time, allowing for 30 seconds between the end of my second pour and the start of my third pour, if that makes sense. All right, we're up to temperature. I'm doing a circular pour for the first 70 grams and then center for the next 30. And I'm going to be waiting until 30 seconds. I'm going to do my second pour, and then we'll go 30 seconds after that for my third pour. I'm getting the water in pretty quickly and with a bit of agitation, which is just going to bump up our extraction. And I'm brewing with the Kalita 185 filter papers today. I love the April Brewer. The flat bottom gives us a very, very even bed thickness, which I find encourages very, very even extractions, and it's a bit easier to replicate the same sort of results time after time in the cafe. Other flat bottom brewers you could look at would be the Kalita, and I just prefer the flow rate from the April, which is why we've chosen to work with this brewer. We've got the plastics as well. We just find the thermal stability is great, and then to be honest with you, the plastics are fantastic in the cafe environment because we can throw them in the dishwasher and we're not too worried about, you know, glass or ceramic brewers breaking. All right, so all of our water is in at 1 minute 35, and we're going to wait for this to draw down. Do you love Kenyan coffees? Let us know in the comments. For me, I've always said that my desert island coffee would be a washed Kenyan. And the reason I love them so much is because of the beautiful acidity and the juiciness of these coffees. They're absolutely unique in my opinion. And even outside of Kenya, some of my favorite coffees are SL28 varietals grown in other places. And that's because those same characteristics come through, whether the coffee's grown, in Ecuador or Costa Rica, El Salvador, all the different places we've been able to try SL28 varietals, and we get that Kenyan-esque sort of juiciness and acidity, which is always fantastic. So I'm a massive, massive fan, which is why we buy a lot of Kenyan coffee every year. So we're almost there now. We're at 2 minutes 30. I'm predicting about a 3 minutes total brew time here, which is pretty much spot on in our target brew times. Okay, 2:45. And I would say we are pretty much there. So what we want to do before drinking is just give your decanter a swirl. If you're brewing directly into a mug, I always grab a teaspoon and give it a stir. The reason for that is because the coffee that came, the coffee that came out of your brewer at the beginning of the extraction will be much more concentrated than the end of the extraction, and it will be sort of layered in your cup. So you want to stir that all up and have a nice even distribution of flavor and TDS through your cup. And we're ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this coffee. It's been a privilege sharing our recipe with you, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.